Hey guys, this is going to be a pretty short lecture, not really a lecture at all, just some updates and reminders. So I wanted to briefly tell you about a change I've made this week. I've noticed that a lot of you didn't get a chance to start reviewing each other's stories yet, which is to be expected this first time around. I know you were probably busy working on your story, so thinking about that, I decided to take off the discussion post for this week. So you'll notice all you need to do is to complete your workshop responses by midnight on Thursday, and then you have your fiction exam, which will be due by midnight on Friday. So the fiction workshop is here in the student view. The exam will pop up for you on February 8th. So you'll be able to see a link here which says fiction exam, but you can only open that one time. So when you open it, you'll have 75 minutes, I believe it was, to finish the test. And then you close out of it. So I would suggest taking the week to review what we've learned before you open that test. So go back through, make sure you read the stories, make sure you read all of the worksheets and handouts and things like that that have been in each folder. And you might want to watch the videos again before you take your exam, because it will be over some of those terms, some of the things we've talked about in the lectures, and the stories. So if you have any questions on the exam, please let me know. Again, don't open it until you're ready to take it, even though that will pop up on there. The other thing I wanted to note was looking at the blogs here. Oh, and back to that. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. You'll notice that I took off the discussion post. So, because, you know, you have the exam and all these blog posts, you don't have to do a discussion post this week. Just, I felt that was a little bit too much work. So, now it's the blogs. Under the fiction workshop, I've noticed a few of you have begun making your comments. There are only a couple down here on the oldest stories. But I wanted to give you a little bit of tips on that. So as you're reviewing, as you're writing your end comments, really try to be as specific as possible about, you know, what you think could change, and also explaining why. So you might say, for instance, your character is flat, and consider making your character a rounder character, which is a good sentiment, but perhaps the writer intended their character to be flat for some kind of bigger, more meaningful reason. So you might want to think about, what do you think the writer intended, and how might this change that you're suggesting help that intention to be better realized or more meaningful. So constantly be trying to think about, you know, what might the writer have wanted from this, and is that what's being accomplished, and how can you, with your feedback, help them accomplish that or something different. Because as we mentioned before, this is one of the only chances you have to get an actual reader's perspective in a way that is completely fresh and unbiased, right? Because, you know, if we were to publish this, for instance, on the internet, we get a bunch of maybe anonymous comments and opinions and things like that. But here we are in a workshop with other writers who will tell us, you know, how they're interpreting our work. So remember, you know, be kind, be specific, and really try to see the person on the other side of the screen as a real human being, and as a writer who's trying to better themselves, who's trying to create something important and meaningful, and perhaps even a piece of art. So, yeah, write as much as you can, think as deeply into it as you can. Be sure to read it over more than once in order to do that. So, this week, just keep doing like you're doing. Read all the stories, respond, take the test, email me with any questions, and hope you have a great week.